Hi dear friends, so I'm back again with my next review. Well, this is going to be my last review in this room. I'm shifting to a new room soon, so I'll be meeting you in a new room from my next video onwards. Today I'm here to review two books actually. So this is the Family series by Lisa Jewell. The first book is The Family Upstairs and the second book is The Family Remains. So I'll go about it one after the other. So the first book in this series is The Family Upstairs. This book deals with the mysterious circumstances under which three bodies were found in an old house, a huge house in Chelsea. The bodies were found in very mysterious circumstances. Neighbors were not aware that who was staying in the house. The occupants were very reclusive and kept to themselves. What was even more surprising was that in the next room to the bodies, a baby was found. A baby who was apparently well taken care of, well clothed, fed, and apparently the baby belonged to the people who died there. So it was a mystery as to who took care of the baby after they died, because it was very evident that the people had not died just recently, and it was very unclear as to who actually were further occupants of the house, because as I mentioned, people were not aware actually what was going on in the house. So this book talks about two parallel timelines. One in which the bodies were found and the events preceding it as to what led to these three murders or deaths. And also the other timeline is in which this young baby which is found grows up and finds that she has inherited the house. So this follows two parallel timelines and narrates the story from their points of view. Also, it introduces several characters whom we later on learn have been occupants of this house prior to the sudden revelation of the dead bodies. This book also talks about their characters, the several children who were there in the house and how they developed, and several atrocities are described in this book, which makes it quite uncomfortable at times, but also gives us a mirror to as what happens when we let others decide for us. This book slowly unravels several secrets which makes it a major page turner. Believe it or not, I finished this book in 6 hours. Yes, I was traveling and I read it in a day in 6 hours. So if that doesn't define a page turner, what does it? And the story is in a multi-perspective domain. The similar timeline of characters, they narrate their stories, their points of view towards the similar events in the similar timeline. So we get an overall well-balanced view of what happened. So it has been a really nice read, and it is not something which shocks you at the end. Okay, yes, this has happened. No, this book slowly unravels its secrets, slowly bringing about gradual development of events over time, which lead to the penultimate event, that is the death of the three people and abandoning of the baby. Overall, it has been a very nice read, and I'd really recommend it to people who are in for thriller books. And coming to the next book, so this is a sequel to the first book. This book starts with discovery of a bag of human bones near the river Thames. Now, what I should say is, if you go to this book, it is very important that you read the first book before reading it, because a lot of events of this book are directly related to the one here, and a lot of interpersonal connections between the characters also are described in the first book. And if we don't read the first book, it will be little difficult to understand that okay, why these things are happening, why is this person behaving in this manner. So yes, I'd recommend it to be read as a sequel only. I came to know that Lisa Jewell wasn't keen on writing a sequel, but frankly this is a very well deserved sequel. It ties a lot of loose ends pertaining to the first book, and though the first book describes unbelievable atrocities, the second book manages to leave you a little bit of happy, feeling joyful. Though I could not finish it in 6 hours like the first book because, well, duty comes in the way. But I did finish it in a week's time. And this book is not as high on mystery like the first book. But yes, this book also runs in parallel timelines. And also, like I said, there are gradual unravelings of certain events which were unexplained in the first book, and also a continuation of the events which ended at the first book and tells us what happens next. And like I said, it leaves you feeling a little happy, little glad, little warm at the heart, a little fuzzy. So yes, definitely a good sequel. Good pace of story, neither too fast, neither too slow. Overall, I'd rate it a 4 out of 5. The first book may be a 4.3 out of 5. But definitely this is a good sequel to the first book. I'd really recommend it to my readers who are fans of Lisa Jewell, and these two books are frankly one of the best books I've read by Lisa Jewell so far, though I have a huge stack of her books left to read. Let me know in the comments below what book would you suggest me to read next, and what would you like me to review, and whether you are reading currently any book, or if you'd like to share thoughts on the books you are reading. I'm all open for discussion on books. I'd love to interact with you guys. Till then, see you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.